All right, this video is going to go through how to divide with a 0 in the dividend. So we have the equation 804 divided by 4. I'm going to solve this only using the standard algorithm so we can get more practice at understanding that these numbers still hold their place value even though we're not representing them as 800, no tens, and 4 ones. So let's take a look at this problem and start breaking it down. What is our first step to doing 804 divided by 4? We need to start in the highest value and divide the hundreds place. We have to divide the largest unit by 4. So think of this not just as 8, but 800s. So I'm thinking to myself, 800s divided by 4 equals what? 800s divided by 4 is going to get me 200s. Now, we know that there's a part that we need to do down here. So let me explain it to you. Say a multiplication sentence that tells how many hundreds have been distributed, starting with 200s. So 200s times what equals what? Think about it. 200s times 4 equals 800s. That's how many we just grouped. So that's when we do our subtraction. 800s minus 800s equals 0/100s. Now, we have no hundreds remaining, and we can't decompose hundreds into tens because we have nothing left to divide in the hundreds place. Are we finished? Your answer should be no. Even though there's no more hundreds to group, we're not totally done yet. There are still 4 ones, and we have to divide those. Can we move into just dividing the ones place at this point? Take a minute and think about it. If we did just go ahead and do the 4 divided by 4, the 4 ones divided by 4, that would give us a product, an answer of 1. 4 ones divided by 4 is 1. That means our answer is 21. Now, if I go and check my work, what I should be able to do is take my quotient and multiply it by my divisor to get my dividend. When I do 21 divided by 4, I get 84. Not even close to 804. So if that was something you were thinking, take a minute and pause again and ask yourselves, well, what should I do? The tricky part is we have no tens, right? But we still have to acknowledge that we are moving down in our place value chart. Even though we skip it, we can't pretend that it's not there just because there's nothing in that place. Otherwise, if we do that, we're going to get 21 for an answer, which is totally wrong. So think about what we have to do here. Our next step after dividing the hundreds would be to divide the tens. 0 tens divided by 4 equals how many tens? 0. So I record that, and then I think of my multiplication sentence, right? 0 tens times 4 equals 0 tens. So I take my subtraction here, and now I'm thinking about what is remaining in my number. What do I have yet to divide and split up into these 4 groups? And when I think about what's left, I have 4 ones. So notice how making sure we're acknowledging we still have to divide 0 tens by 4 helps us get to where we need to, where our answer is going to look a little bit more accurate here. So now we have 4 ones divided by 4 equals how many ones? Equals 1 1. 1 1 in each group. So 1 1 times 4 equals 4 ones. That is how many we distributed. And we have nothing left to group. There is nothing remaining. That's getting us our answer of 201. just like we did before, I'm going to use multiplication and use some inverse properties here to double check my work and make sure that it truly is accurate. So I do 201 times 4. 4 times 1 is 0, or 4 ones. 4 times no tens is 0 tens. And 4 times 200s is 800s. Check. Notice how when we multiply, we don't skip the zeros either, right? We still add those in as well. So that is a walkthrough on how to use the standard algorithm to divide with a 0 in the dividend.